In this episode, I will share a story of a Filipina who scammed her coworkers over $100,000. This story is nothing unusual if you lived in the Philippines and know the characteristics of a Filipina. All they care about is money. Along the way, they might throw you some ass, but aside from that, it's all about the money. Do not forget that. You can never trust a Filipina 100%. Those of you that can either met your partner a long time ago, there's not much of an age gap between you two, she has kids, or simply she's over 40 years old, in which case, who cares? A nurse who took more than $100,000 from three sympathetic colleagues after claiming her mother had died and her dad was sick, spent the money on gambling and trips overseas. She even attended Taylor Swift concert in Sydney and a Yankees game and a Justin Timberlake concert in New York. Angelina Nicole Teresa Avisado Reyes, a nurse at Waikato District Health Board at the time, was so persistent with one victim that he ended up transferring $107,000 to her over 6 months. That victim cashed in investments, withdrew savings, and handed over part of his inheritance from a dead grandparent after Reyes claimed she had tried to commit one of those things I cannot say on YouTube to herself because she was so stressed. Reyes, who no longer works at the DHB, eventually fessed up and told him she lost $18,000 of his money gambling. The 33-year-old appeared in the Hamilton District Court recently where she pleaded guilty to 3 charges of obtaining by deception, one of which was representative after taking $112,000 from her colleagues. Her counsel, Raywin Spory, asked Judge Noel not to answer convictions as she would have applying for a Section 106 discharge without conviction at her sentencing in October. Reyes, who is now on bail, unsuccessfully challenged a media request to copy of court documents detailing her offenses. A judge granted NZME permission to have them. According to those documents, the first victim was made aware by her manager in early December of 2023 that Reyes' mother in the Philippines was sick and in the hospital. In March of 2024, she was told Reyes' mother had died. When she later saw Reyes and noticed she was crying, they spoke. Later that morning, the victim got a message from Reyes saying her mother had died, she had no money, and couldn't afford a burial plot in the Philippines for her. After speaking to her husband, the victim agreed to transfer $2,000 to Reyes. That's the story and much more to it. The point is, the Filipina will do anything to get money from you. They do not fear God, nor karma, or luck, or any bad negative vibes when you lie about your parent dying. They do not care. Most people would think twice before lying about the parent dying in case the universe somehow makes that come true, or at least you do not want to bring bad juju towards your mother or father by saying they died. Anything, whether you are religious or believe in any kind of higher power or just simply morals of right and wrong, most likely you would not say your father has died or your mother has died so you can get $2,000 from someone else. Much of this comes from greed as well as immaturity. They do not have the brain capacity to grow out of simply lying to get what they want, which most people grow out after they become an adult, or at least, well, they're teenagers if they mature early. However, the Philippines and Filipinas do not operate like most other human beings. In this country, or any country, if they are Filipina, the priority is to gain money. Sometimes people say not all Filipinos are like that. Of course, that's stupid to say all of any country or any population is one certain way. However, when the 90 or majority of people you speak to behave the same way, then you can make a blanket statement because that is factual. That's how it is when you date online or meet these women if you don't know them from a natural surrounding, as in colleagues or neighbors or something like that. People also say, well, not all Filipinos are like that. Look, they go abroad to make money. Yes, we are not talking about those. Those Filipinos have their own lives. These are the ones that you meet online dating sites, the single ones, the ones that have no future and all they can think about is money. The sad part is most of them can't even think long term to at least try to be with you in order to get the ultimate prize, which is your inheritance or any other large sum of money. They want everything quick. That is why, if you go online these days, most of them just simply ask you for money within the first couple of messages. It's the same thing as males when they do not want a relationship, they don't care about making small talks. They simply ask you to Netflix and chill. Similar to the Filipina, however, with her, it's just about money. They don't care what they tell you. Lies, truth, whichever way, they sometimes don't even have the effort or the strength to go through with a lie. They simply ask you for money. Before, they actually used to come up with some kind of bullshit excuse. These days, they've even forgotten about that or simply are too lazy to create a story or put any effort in. The sad part is, most men simply do it and send money, thus the reason they continue to do this. So, if you are a normal man, have any kind of standards, if you value yourself, your time, or even your dignity as a man, you are at the bottom of the pecking order because you do not qualify for what they're looking for. You are neither young and handsome, which you probably would not be online dating, nor you simply want to give them money for no reason, so you fall short of what they're looking for. It's sad, but it's true. This is the Philippines. I keep telling people that this is the reality of this country, yet they keep coming here and failing. How often do we hear about negative experiences in the Philippines? There are some positive ones. I've never once said that every single relationship is negative, but the ones that you will encounter these days in the year 2025, the ones that you meet online, the ones that would give you any chance if there's more than 10 years of age gap, are all the same. After money. It's just a different method of trying to get it from you. Different angles. Some will lie and cheat, like this woman. Some will just straight tell you they want money without ever giving you anything in exchange for it. I recommend, if you want, you have two options. One, come to this country and see for yourself if you can actually tolerate it. In most cases, you cannot. After that, you can start to look for someone actually values your time. Then you can go ahead and splurge or do whatever you want with your private life. But I promise you, it's not what you think. It's not like you can get someone of 40 years younger that loves you for who you are. Those are all lies and myths. Do not believe these old-timer vloggers in the Philippines that sit in Dumaguete bars every day telling you how they're living the dream life. They're not. They're paying for it. They're paying for her school, her siblings' school, car, land, house, until one day they drop, and that's it. And the woman gets what she wanted all along, and now she can go back online and scam someone else claiming to be separated or widowed, which is true, but no one ever asks about the ex-husband. Who was he? What kind of American? How much money she got from him? We always just assume it's an older Filipino or something along those lines. This is today's catfish. How do you go from this to this? The best comment is from Phoenix. Another soft male. She realized that she had this dude wrapped around her finger, which makes him appear weak. So she went seeking another. Never ever, ever be more invested than the woman when it comes to relationships. 4 days of contact? These people can't go 4 minutes without being in their phone. Precisely. One more point I want to really emphasize when he said never be more invested in a relationship than the woman is completely accurate. You lose your position as a man, and women sense that. They lose respect for you. They do not see you as a man nor a leader, therefore looking for someone else who can fulfill that desire. The worst comment is from Miguel. Are you a nerd? No explanation needed. Thanks for watching. God bless. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be lazy.